Child. Honey. Sweetie pie. Sweetheart. Pumpkin spice latte. You gotta be one bold ass bitch to weave a story, a tale of true events that exposes you as not only a slut, an irresponsible slut at that. It's one thing to be out here pee popping and carrying on and have no repercussions. It's another thing to be out here laying it low and spreading it wide and then always pop up with a baby. But then to weave a tale of slutism and expose yourself as narcissistic on top of that, oh, it takes a special one. It takes a special one. But ladies and gentlemen, Strong Mommy Chrissy.
And getting depressed or being down. I have been kind of in my age from online. I know I've come on here multiple times and said, like, I'm coming back. My presence that you want me to have. And all I can say to her is that the same thing I've been telling you guys, like, it's coming back. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm trying to reassure everybody that my content is going to be coming. I'm ready to actually deal with it. In the beginning, I wasn't. And I didn't have time. I'm crying and I ain't even said nothing yet. I didn't have time. And I resent that because us as women, we deserve time. We deserve time to go through things. We deserve time.
Now, this is the same sis who just said on a vlog not too long ago that she been so busy that she ain't even had time, even though she don't work nobody's nowhere, don't post nobody's content. She didn't have time to sit and work with her preschool age children on their knowledge base. This is the same woman who said that she's catching flights, not feelings, ready for vacations and ain't took her kids now not know where. This is that same woman. Christina, I think you have had ample time for your damn self. Hence the fact that you're constantly in a man's face. Constantly. Every time you come on live, you talking about somebody new that you're talking to, i.e. sleeping with. Because I don't think Christina ever met a man that didn't say more than 2 words to her and she ain't busted open. Girl, we know your MO. So the audacity of you to sit in our faces, and a lot of us are mothers who actually take pride in being mothers and being present for our children in every way possible, and say you deserve time. Girl, what more time do you want? If F them kids was a person, it would be this one here.
To feel our emotions, we deserve. And we're so busy being strong for everybody else that sometimes we don't have time to address our own feelings or our own problems or our own traumas. So, okay. I'm gonna be okay.
Check the baby hair.
Every time I think about this, it just makes me want to break down.
Check the filter. Don't let the filter fall off now, girl.
So I'm gonna try to get through this as best I can because I don't want to cry. I want to get the point across, and I dang sure don't want to cry online. I hate that.
Now, mind you, we just watched the daggone live of her on this same day in the same time period, and she ain't look nothing like this. Now she 3 shades lighter than she was just 24 hours ago. Like, girl, I ain't even gonna talk to her. Women, just try to accept yourself, love yourself for who you are. Of course, take pride in your appearance, but taking pride in your appearance does not equate to hating your real features. Okay, you can enhance, but to try to alter and try to deceive like that's a whole nother level of insecurity.
People who turn on the camera just to cry. Like, don't do that. Cry in your own space. But I get it sometimes. You just can't help it. Essentially, us as women, we deserve to be able to have our time to go through our moments. But we're always so busy being super mom, superwoman, and being strong. So some years ago, I was talking to this guy. I knew him from work. Like, we used to work together some years ago. We never like talked to each other while we were working together, but we were always like flirtatious and like friendly. And then years after that, like, you know, it became like a hookup situation every once in a while. Never a relationship, just always like a hookup situation. Call it what you want to call it. It is what it is. Okay. And so there was this one particular time where obviously we hooked up. Fast forward, I have a child, right? I'm not going to say which baby it was.
Girl. 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 Is this Miss looking for love in all the wrong places? That's always been Christina's excuse for being promiscuous and then keeping babies by people who don't want no life with her. Oh, I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Girl, this ain't have nothing to do with love. This was all lust, and you were still irresponsible enough to have a baby by somebody who didn't even care enough, didn't even see it enough for you to even make you a situationship, girl. You was a sneaky link at best. You probably didn't even spend a night with the man. Chill.
Because it doesn't really matter right now. But I had a child. And
a fool.
He knew I was pregnant. He knew everything. Like, I let him know everything when I found out I was pregnant, all that stuff. We had conversations that I won't dive into right now.
He ain't want the goddamn baby and you kept it anyway.
You know, listen, you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and...
He ain't want the damn baby and you kept it anyway. He had doubts that the baby was his because you were sleeping with multiple people. Why you don't want to dive into the facts, girl? Don't come up here half-ass telling stories. Call a spade a spade. You was fucking on multiple people, unprotected. You got pregnant. You probably told him it was his baby, but he probably didn't already heard. No, that's passed around Christina. So he had his doubts. Why tell a piece of the story, girl? Tell the whole story, girl.
And you do what you're doing, and it is what it is. So fast forward, I have my child. He calls and he's like, he sees, you know, the pictures that I've been posting and stuff like that, and he's like, I know that's my baby. Like, I just know it. I just feel like it is. And I'm like, okay, you know, we can do it your way. Like, we can, whatever. So we get on a phone call, and he's like, I'm your daddy. Like, I love you. Like, you know, all that stuff. You know how, those of us who have been there know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, just stick with me, okay?
Raise your hand if you've been there. Because I ain't never been to the place where I ain't know who my child's father was. What? Girl, what? I ain't never been to the point where I'm getting pregnant by somebody who I don't have no future with, don't see no future with, not even a little semblance of a future with, and decided to proceed with a pregnancy. Now, I've never been there. Y'all raise your hands in this comment section if you ever been there, because I must have missed that shit, baby. No. I'm glad I missed that one. Those of us who have been there. Is this a common occurrence that y'all around here getting impregnated by people who you don't know that well and don't know who your baby daddy is? Is that a common occurrence? See, this is another reason why I had to, you know, start planning my departure from this sector, because y'all be trying to normalize the bullshit. There is nothing normal about being pregnant by somebody and not knowing who the child's father is. Nothing. Nothing normal about bringing a whole human fucking being on planet Earth with no father. No idea who the father is. So you was just planning to carry on, you know, going about your daily shenanigans. Had probably already started sucking the next dick, child. Probably while you was pregnant. You had already gone on about your life and had no intentions on establishing paternity. Had no intentions on making sure that your child at least had a chance at having a sense of normalcy. You bitches is bogus as hell. It's giving Olivia K.
And, you know, we get to talking about, like, everything that I didn't know about him and his childhood and things like that. He puts his mom on the phone. He introduces us. He adds us to a group chat afterwards. It's like we're fully enthralled at this point.
Imagine meeting a man's mama after you done had a baby child. Oh my gosh.
I was like, yes, that looks like your baby. Like, that is definitely your baby. So everybody's invested. He tells me, listen, I'm going to send you a test kit, like a DNA test swab kit in the mail, just to, confirm everything so we know for sure. Because if not, cool. But if so, like, I think cool, So I was like, okay, great. I'm cool with that. I give him my address. He's like, okay, I'll be in touch with that, whatever. So over the course of like weeks and months, he would call and check on the baby and be like, how is the baby doing? And, things like that, get updates, say what the baby needs or whatever like that. And, we kind of had that. But to me, I was just like, just like any other situation, I'm going to do me. I'm a mom. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to raise my child. I'm not going to, I'm not going to pursue this any further than you're going to pursue it. At the time, that was my thought process. Like, listen, you came to me talking about, for sure this is your kid. You came to me telling me that you're going to send me a DNA swab test kit. You are going to be, I'm going to wait for you. I'm on you. I'm on your time whenever you want to. And I'm not going to press you for that. I'm going to keep raising.
You're not going to press to find out who the actual father was, because you was being that promiscuous to the extent where you ain't even want to pinpoint who the daddy was. Because I don't know a woman on earth that knows 100% that a man is the father of her child that doesn't push initially for them to have a relationship with the child. Like, girl, say what?
My kids, as I always have, I'm like, whenever you want, I'm here. I'm not hiding. I'm not none of that. And so over the course of time, months, weeks, months, days, weeks, and months, he would call in every 3 weeks or so and be like, hey, checking on the baby, da 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 da. I'm gonna still send you that kid. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know how men are. Okay, whatever.
Girl, why would you have to wait for him to send you a kit where you should have been petitioning to just make him take a test? Or if he was agreeable to it, he could have took the test wherever he was and you could have took the baby down. Girl, you've done this before. You know the procedure, bitch. You probably could swap your own damn kid at this point and fill out the paperwork and mail off the sample. Hell, you might be able to put it in the machine and run it your damn self. Lord Jesus. Bless the children.
Now looking back, I really should have just took the initiative and like, let me just do it. Let me just send you one. What's your address? Let me send it to you because I'll get it taken care of. But at the time, I was just like, okay, whatever. One day I get this text message from a girl. And she's apparently like his girlfriend. She sends me this long message. It was just like, this is my man. Who are you? Like, are you involved with each other in any way? And we were not we were not involved with each other at that point at all. So I didn't respond because I ask your man, who I am to him and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it really wasn't anything romantic or sexual at that point. I just wasn't about to get involved with it. So I was just like, I let her text sit there, and I texted him the next morning when I felt like he would probably have his phone to himself again. And I was like, hey, a girl texted me off your phone last night. I just want to, or she got my number and texted me from her phone number. But, I'm like, I guess she got my number from your phone. She said she was your girlfriend. Like, I don't want to get involved with that. I'm just here to talk about what we were supposed to be dealing with. And that's really it. I'm not trying to get involved in any drama. So yeah, I sent him that text message, and I can't remember if he responded or not, but I want to say he didn't respond. So I called him. I sent that in the morning and I didn't hear back after a few hours. So I called him and he answered the phone. He kind of sounded out of it, like he had been drinking, or like it's probably how she ended up being able to run his phone because he was out. He sounded like he was zooted the night before or something, like super hungover.
This story sounds vaguely familiar. Didn't we just hear about this a while ago? And Chrissy was saying that it was a friend. Is that what was said? It was a friend.
Because he didn't even know who I was when I called initially. I was like, yeah, do you know who this is? And I'm like, it's the baby's mom. And he was like, oh shit, like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, my bad, and then we had a little conversation about the baby, and then he was like, okay, I'm still gonna send you that, and whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, just keep your chick in check, because I don't know how she got my number, but she barking up the wrong tree. Like, you got your thing going on over there, I got my thing going on over here. Like, we not in that, We'll say, listen to your intuition always. Always listen to that little voice in the back of your head, or that little feeling in the back of your throat or your heart or whatever that's like, something's not right, And when I talked to him that day, I felt like something was right. I've never known him to sound like that, even though I know, like, people party.
Okay, so this is the same situation. Girl, did you just get up here and admit that, one of them so-called kids that you tried to pin on somebody ain't their damn kid? Did you didn't just do that. You didn't just, hold on. Let me keep watching.
People have hangovers, people sound groggy. He just sounded not like himself. And I was like, you good? You know, I was real stern with him because I was mad. I was not mad, but I was a little irritated that someone had texted me because I'm like, you barking up the wrong tree. Like, I'm not that, you know? And so I was kind of irritated by that. But, you know, especially because we weren't talking on a regular basis. And something told me, like, something's not right here. So I asked him, I'm like, are you good? Like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. And I was just like, just, you know. So after I asked him if he was okay, and he was like, yeah. After he said he was good, I was like, okay, cool. Just keep her in check, whatever. You know, you have my address. I'll be waiting for the kid or whatever. And we'll take that and we'll just go from there. He's like, okay, cool. We got the phone. I don't talk to him again after that. I don't hear from him. I remember texting him, though, like maybe that was probably, let's see here. So I remember texting him probably about 4 months later, and being like, you know, hey, I know I texted him once, but I think I texted him a second time too, like, okay, it's, you know, I'm gonna be in your area in a couple days, and no response. So I was like, okay, well, I kind of took it for what it was. I was like, maybe he's not allowed to talk to me or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. Again, I'm still doing me. I'm still doing the mom thing that I do.
So she goes on to say that she noticed somebody was following her that also followed her potential. Now, underline the word potential, child. Baby daddy. So basically, they were connected on social media because the person was following her, but he also followed her potential baby daddy.
This girl who made a fake page, or what is happening here? Like, I was completely confused. So the first thing I do is I text potential baby daddy, and I'm like, get back to me, like, call.
So the man told her on social media, no, I don't know you, but you knew my brother, and confirmed that the brother, better known as the potential baby daddy, is dead. Chip. A fool.
Called me back and said, no, he's dead. And all I kept thinking about was my baby. My baby, you know. And I was in complete shock. Again, I'm driving. I'm on the highway. I can't stop. So, you know, I write him back.
So, once the man is dead, you worried about your baby. But when he was alive, you didn't care to confirm if it was actually his baby or not? Yo, I can't believe she posted this.
And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. What happened? And he says he killed himself.
So the man unalived was like, this is the same story she already told, but now she admits that it was not a friend. Because people with common sense couldn't figure out how she was up here trying to get views off of a distant friend that died, but come to find out, it was a potential baby daddy. Good. What in the Days of Our Lives Project Edition?
And I just keep driving. And I'm just like,
chill. So she proceeds to say she reached out to the mom to ensure that she can get the DNA sample that she never cared to do while the man was alive. So I'm assuming because she posted this that they actually went ahead and did it. Because what else would possess you to get up here and chase views and make content? Because the first time it was already tasteless when you talked about somebody else's struggle and unaliving themselves the way you framed it. Now to find out that it was a potential baby daddy, like, I can't believe she posted this. It gotta be levels to the things you're willing to expose about yourself. To, like, we knew you was a hoe, but this is recent. So what you're saying is that, number one of your kids is not by who you have presented them to be by, because this was recent. Now, one can only guess which of the children that would be. If y'all would like to guess in my comment section, have at it, honey. Have at it. But I coined the term, and even when my reaction days are done, I do expect you all to carry on the legacy of 9x7. Now, some have taken 9x7 and morphed it into 9x8. I've even heard 9x9, child. Which don't make sense because she got twins, but that's how much people believe that this woman is loose in the drawers. And what she basically did is got up here and confirmed it. How reckless and self-centered do you have to be to bring a child into this type of situation? So you're crying the tears now that the man is dead, but your child was a fatherless child from the moment you said yes to the maternity dress. The child was already a fatherless child. Most of your kids are fatherless children. So now that you want to make content of the situation, you up here crying. You should have been crying when you pushed a baby out, an innocent child, looked it in his face, and knowing that you brought them into this type of situation in the first place. How do you even go about explaining that to a child that some of your siblings got dads, some of them don't, and you, my child, are one of the ones that do not have a dad because your mom decided to bring you into the world knowing that she was in a trifling, disgusting situation? How do you explain that to a child? So now you got the cop out of when your child gets older, you can say, oh, well, your dad passed away. Yes, your father passed. That's why you don't have a dad. Meanwhile, half of your kids don't even have a dad. Dead or living. Ain't really no big difference. They still don't have a dad. So the sympathy factor for this video, like, ooh wee. This is why. It's the delusions. It is the trying to normalize disgusting, reckless, promiscuous behavior. Normalize not giving your children fair chances. It's the trying to normalize bringing children into the world with... I never seen somebody volunteer to be a statistic so much. It's one thing to be young and dumb and reckless and learn from your mistakes, but to continue the cycle over and over and over again and really have no real, like, she don't give a fuck. How you know somebody don't give a fuck? Because they keep doing the same shit. She don't give a fuck. Her first child was a fatherless child. The second one was a fatherless child. The third one was a fatherless child. The twins, fatherless. She just don't give a fuck. So what can you do with people who just don't give a fuck? Let them not give a fuck. I mean, ain't really nothing you could do. Pray for the kids. That's all you can do. So y'all stay tuned for my wrap up on these women, because like I said, the same shit that I had to say 3, probably almost 4 years ago, or whenever it was I started actually making reaction videos, is the same shit we saying today. So this girl, this is synopsis, child. StrongMommy Chrissy got up here and admitted that one of her kids is not by who she said it was by, and in fact the father is dead. and is of another ethnicity. Now go back to when she told the story. If you want to go watch this video, child, go back to when she told the story and listen to how she portrayed the person speaking. When she did his voice, listen to how she said it. Then when she described the brother, listen to what she said as a description. Now do the math and guess which child that is. I'm gone.